Okay, I've been getting some requests on my YouTube channel because people seem to be getting issues with connecting their Euro Truck Simulator with the Thrustmaster T150. Now, I'm a bit puzzled by this because I didn't really have any issues with it. I think the main issue I had was I didn't install the drivers like it said in the manual initially. So when I plugged the Thrustmaster into the PC, yeah, the PC picked it up fine. It worked in one other game, I can't remember which one it was, but when I came to put it onto Euro Truck Simulator it wasn't there. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm an old school hacker and I've had years of living with Windows 3.1 and 95 and everything. I just did the normal thing, you know, check to see if you've got some new drivers to install. I don't know, maybe that's what people haven't been doing, but I don't know. You tell me. You've just been saying you've had some issues where you can't get it to work with Euro Truck Simulator. What issues? So I'm making this video guessing that it's the issue where you haven't actually went to the Thrustmaster website and gotten the proper drivers installed for it. Perhaps, I don't know. So let's just do a screen capture here and try and guide these people through what I did. So let's just see how. I'm in a search engine here. Just type in Thrustmaster drivers. There you go. That's how you find drivers, by the way. Okay, Thrustmaster drivers. Just do a web search for them. Okay, so Thrustmaster technical support website. Yeah, let's go on there. Okay, let's have a look in here. Racing wheels. We search for products. So we'll just type in here. This is, by the way, it's support.thrustmaster.com/en. Okay, so yep, Thrustmaster T150. Let's just see if you need some speciality drivers. I mean, you're not putting on a generic joystick here, or it's not an Xbox joystick or anything to your PC. It's kind of a custom joystick, custom steering wheel. So think for a minute. It's not necessarily going to be included with your version of Windows, and that didn't actually come with a disc or anything either. So if it doesn't come with a disc, just think maybe I need to get the drivers from elsewhere, and don't automatically assume they're going to be in Windows. And just for argument's sake, I'm using Windows 10, latest Windows on this machine. So anyway, Thrustmaster T150. Maybe if I spelled it right with one E. Right, let's do a search for that. Search. Maybe if I just go T150. There you go. T150. There's a Ferrari version of it with force feedback, and then there's just the basic one that I've got. Thrustmaster T150 Pro. I think that's the one I've got with the pedals actually. But yeah, just to quickly check out the T150. So PS4, PS3. Yep. Thrustmaster pedals. Down here there are drivers. Thrustmaster 2 plus firmware. Does it say this one is for the PC? Oh yeah, maybe that's the issue you have. You do read the instruction manuals with these things when you get them, because I remember reading a bit in the instruction manual that said to use it with the PC. Down on your Thrustmaster down here, there's a button down here. It says PS4, PS3. You do have it set to PS3 like it said in the instruction manual. When you bought your Thrustmaster, there's a little instruction manual, and it said to use your Thrustmaster with the PC, it has to be set on PS3. Maybe it's that you've got wrong. I don't know. Just ask. I mean, I give us very brief, very brief questions without many details, and I've just got to surmise that maybe what the issue is. Maybe it was that he didn't have on PS3. But yeah, I remember that it does have to be set on PS3, because if you try attaching it to your PC in PS4, it's not going to work, because it said in this instruction manual. And it says here, PC, the USB sliding switch on the T3300 RS and T150 racing wheels must always be set to PS3 position. if you're going to use it with the PS3. There you go. So that's the warning there. Attach the pedals, set to a cockpit. Yeah, attach the wheel using the wheel brake. Yeah, basically. And what I always do is, because the Thrustmaster is actually powered off a power socket, like so, I first of all plug in the USB port, plug it to my main USB port in the front. I plug the pedals feed into here, and then I plug it in, and I make sure my PC is turned on before I plug it in. And when you do plug it in, it'll make a whirring noise to the left and a whirring to the right. It'll set itself up and configure. But before you do all that, you might just want to consider going to the website anyway and going down here. Oh look, drivers force feedback, blah blah, firmware. Now this did say just for the force feedback without the pedals, so I don't know which versions these have all got. The ones I've got in the Euro Truck Simulator videos is the one with the pedals. So we'll just go back a page here. T150. I've just knocked something off there. What am I? Okay. So I'm going to go. Yeah, I do believe mine is the Thrustmaster T150 Pro with the pedals. So we'll just go on that one. I don't think the drivers are any different. It's probably the same drivers. Let's have a look. Yeah, drivers force feedback package 2016. TTRS _4 plus firmware. Release notes. Do try reading the release notes sometimes. You know, if you're having issues, do try doing a bit of reading to figure the thing out for yourself. It's so much more satisfying if you figure it out for yourself instead of having to ask someone else to do it. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, it works with Windows 10, 8.187 Vista, 32 and 64-bit system requirements. So I'm afraid if you've got, like, if you're running Windows 2000, if you're running Windows whatever before that, I don't know what was before Vista and 7, I can't remember now. But if you're running one of the earlier versions of Windows, which I don't think many people will know, because we're talking about 10 plus years now, isn't it, since any earlier versions and that. So if you're running any of them, then yeah, you might want to consider doing that. So because I've already got the drivers installed and I know it's working, I'm not going to go through the rigmarole of doing it again, in case whilst trying to demonstrate how mine's working, I somehow mess it all up, and I'm not going to do that. So basically just go to the page, download the drivers, run it. You just download it, press the big download button here, send it to your desktop or your downloads folder, run it from there, let it install the drivers. I'm sure, I can't remember if it said plug the controller in or not at a certain point, but once you've done that, the game should load. And I think what you're probably getting is you're going into Euro Truck and you just don't see this on there at all. You just don't see the Thrustmaster in there. So maybe that's what he's getting as well, because as I say, very brief questions just leaves me asking a lot of questions as to what the issue is. Anyway, you know, mine isn't working. A bit more information might be useful in this case, just to help me figure out what's going on, because you know, I'm not Thrustmaster support, I'm not Euro Truck support, I'm just some small like you who bought the game, and maybe I knew a little bit more about computers, I don't know. It just seems weird to me how people can't figure this out for themselves, because it just seemed to be so easy for me to set up, so natural. But and I'm not trying to sound arrogant or anything yet before you start saying that. So anyway, mine's all set up. I'm going to attach my steering wheel again. I'll plug it in, so this is how I would plug it in. This will obviously attach it to my desktop here. Just bolt it on. Right, and we'll get the pedals, yep, and plug it in, plug the foot pedals into the little import they've got down here, which I think is that way round. No, it's that way round, I believe. That way round? Yeah. Should have done this before I plugged it in there. There you go, that's them plugged in. Right, so, as I said before I put the powering. I'm going to plug it into the front USB. So, front USB, main USB socket of my PC, and then now the standard UK 3-pin plug. You know, if you're around the world, most other countries only have 2 because they don't see the need for fuses on their plugs for the wall sockets. Right, when I plug this in, the wheel's going to go weird to the left and weird to the right. To the left, and there, spinning to the right. And just to make sure, I still have this set to PS3 like the instruction manual on the website did ask me to do when I read it, when I read the manual. Right, so there you go, there's my Thrustmaster all plugged in. So I'm just going to go and load World of Trucks 2, Euro Truck Simulator 2. And by the way, it is Euro Truck Simulator 2 I'm using here, not Euro Truck Simulator. Just in case you're using the other one and you didn't tell us. But it is version, you know, number 2 I'm using. So we're just going to load that now. And yeah, I downloaded the drivers and everything because when I first plugged this in, it didn't pick it up in Euro Truck Simulator, even though I had it set on PS3. So I noticed it did pick up some sort of steering wheel in there, but it wasn't exactly this one, which I think is, I'm just guessing here, I'm thinking maybe that's my problem that some of you are having, possibly. Yeah, so only guessing here, but I think the other issue you might have had was you loaded up, you saw some sort of generic steering wheel, but it didn't actually, because you hadn't put the drivers on there from the Thrustmaster website, like the little pamphlet suggested that you get the latest drivers. You know, when you bought this, there was a little booklet in the little instruction manual which instructed you to put on the PS3. It also instructed you to download the latest drivers from the website. Maybe these didn't follow that, so I'm only assuming that this is your issue that you're having. We'll continue that. And World of Trucks. So, if you've done all that, you should be able to go into settings like I'm going to do now when it's eventually loads, because I'm also uploading stuff to YouTube at the moment. Right, you should be able to go into options down here, and you should be able to go onto controls, and what you need to find is keyboard plus Thrustmaster T150 steering wheel. That's what you need to find, not some other settings such as generic steering wheel or anything. It needs to actually say Thrustmaster T150 steering wheel. Now, if you're going on about all the other button settings, that's basically up to you how you set the rest of them up, and you do that by slowly going through the menu with your, and changing which options you want here. Like, I put my indicators on the top here, I put my cruise control down here, my lights. It's all customized by you. That I think there is general settings, but I found it easier just to customize what I felt was more natural for me to use. So yeah, you're going to have to go through all those settings once you've got your Thrustmaster on there and set it up the way you think it is, what feels more comfortable to you. You know, do you want your brake lights down here, your switch up there, whatever. And just to make sure everything is hunky-dory, let's just go for another little drive. So we'll let's go to the job markers here. Quick job. Get my foot pedals out. Sorry I haven't had time to set up with our cameras and everything for you, but you know, this is all on brief notice the day after Boxing Day. Right, I'm just going to do Björgen to Hertzstall for $704. That shouldn't be too hard to do now, should it? Okay, let's just take that job. Right, foot pedals attached. Take job. Okay, where are we then? Let's have a look around. Sure, they're already attached. There's the exit over there. Okay, put the lights on here. This one. There you go, light. Yep, there you go, there's my Thrustmaster working fine. with the foot pedals. So I guess I'm going to have to do this little drive for €704. That'd be probably a good way to finish this video off for you. Where am I going out here? I'm going left and then left again at the following road. Don't you crash into me, Mr. Car. He is going to crash into us because he's stupid. Okay, and we're off. Right, and we're away. Windscreen wipers, what one did I assign to them? It was that one. And then I'm going through a tunnel. There you go. Trucking. And Thrustmaster T150 with foot pedals. T150 Pro, just to be precise. So, I'm afraid if there's any other issue apart from that, I don't really know how to help you. But hopefully, you know, if you follow those simple, basic, old-timer computer nerd processes, I think just because I've been doing it for so long, I'm just used to, like, you know, if something doesn't work, make sure you got the latest drivers on. It's just, you know, good old-fashioned PC common sense for someone like me to do that. So, yeah, follow instructions in the manual. Make sure it's set onto PS3, and also download the latest drivers. Okay? Happy trucking. If there's any problem further than that, try calling Thrustmaster Euro Truck Driver, because as you can see, mine is working fine. Okay, thanks again for watching.